All right, so let's get right to it because I'm sure by now that you've all heard that the president was impeached yesterday. Speaker Nancy Pelosi signed the article of impeachment. So here's the thing. This makes the president the first time as a sitting president that has been impeached twice. So I know many of you have written into the show. You're wondering what happens next. Well, the Senate will hold a trial, but not until President-elect Joe Biden is sworn into office. Speaking of which, Biden tweeted that he hopes the Senate will deal with their constitutional responsibilities on impeachment while also working on the other urgent business of this nation. So let's be really clear here. From day one, we have said on this show that the riots at the Capitol were wrong, as well as the president inciting it. There's no two sides to what happened. But now some, including former FBI Director James Comey, are saying that Biden should consider pardoning the president despite what happened. So DBL Nation, you know where we stand on this show. We keep it 100 with you. But we want to throw it out to you today. We want to know your take. Should Joe Biden pardon President Trump? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a megaphone. Go to dblvote.com, weigh in. You can also send us your comments on YouTube and Facebook. I will be monitoring your comments. Al, what do you make of what Comey said? Do you think that Biden should pardon President Trump?
I think maybe, and this is going to sound crazy, Sam, maybe we should do an investigation first before we even use the P word. There's pardoned. There's an officer that took his own life again today. So we have total 3 dead police officers, Capitol police officers, that are no longer with us. We had people storm the Capitol. It appears that there was some kind of inside information. No one knows what. I can't believe that we're even talking about pardoning. That seems like something we talk about 3 years from now. Right now, we're still cleaning up the mess literally off of the floor, Tori.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. First of all, James Comey has ruined one election, in my opinion. I don't want him ruining another. I think this is a really dumb idea. Here's why, and if you're interested in history, famously, President Ford pardoned Nixon for Watergate. So some people are like, he did it to heal the country and unify. First of all, it was an incitement of insurrection. No one died, and Nixon resigned. So there was a punishment there, right? A consequence. So when James Comey says to the camera, you know what, we need to move on to things that matter, justice matters. Consequences matter. This matters. I think James Comey stepped in it big time on this one, Sam.
Well, let me bring in some comments and then Jeff chime in. And I also, Al, you gave a really good analogy. I think you just brought it down to a personal level when you spoke about a burglary and a break-in.
Right.
So I want you to repeat that to the viewers because I think it really just paints things exactly like it is. Sometimes we have to personalize it, right?
Bring it down.
So, so Leslie says, Jeff, heck no, Trump needs to face the Senate for his crime. Kathy says, well, maybe he should forgive and move on. I'm sick of this anger in this country. Terry says, no, Trump has never had to deal with the consequences of his actions. He needs to be held responsible. Bobby wrote in on Facebook, Trump didn't do anything. And Stephen just wrote in, absolutely not. This is only an attempt to pacify the cult following of Trump supporters. What do you make of those comments, Jeff, and how are you feeling?
Yeah, I get the idea of a pardon in so many words. I get that it might be a cover-up in so many other things, and it might bring the country together, a nice gesture towards the other side. I'm not for it, right? I think if I were Joe Biden or his team, I would wash my hands as much as I could with the past election and try to make this my own and move forward in a couple days. There's only a couple days till the power is transferred. I understand people want justice. I understand things like that. But as far as Joe Biden's concerned and his team, I just want to wash my hands of that last president and move forward.
Okay. Quickly give your analogy and then we'll move on to the next one.
My analogy is if you moved into an apartment complex that had security that you paid extra for because there was a reason you moved there, you had some issues with some people threatening you, then those people tweet that they're coming to you and they break into your place, the security guard that you paid for is magically gone, and they break in, they tear your stuff up, they steal your laptop, and you say to the cops, well, let's get to the bottom of this, and they say, well, now's the time for unity. What would anybody that's watching this show, what would your response be? Answer that question. Don't answer the thing about America because that allows you to go a lot of different directions. Answer that question for me. What would you say?
I appreciate that. Let's look at our megaphone. 18% of you say yes. 81% of you say, should Joe Biden pardon President Trump? 81% of you say no.